Hiya there, everyone. This is This Epic Disaster for this week. You know what this week is?
You're not supposed to sing on the podcast. We determined there's
I'm
no
making that
singing.
up.
I
can make up an Irish ditty if I want to.
Not allowed.
It's St. Patrick's Week. It's the week of St. Patrick's, and we're both a little bit Irish.
I'm very much Irish, actually. You are a little bit Irish. I'm way more Irish.
Well, I don't know that that's true. I think I'm just as much Irish.
I'm 36% Irish.
I'm probably
and
37.
And 25% Scandinavian, which is where Irish came from.
We've because we're both Irish. We're not okay. Even though we're Irish, we're not expert beer drinkers.
Oh God, no.
But we do like some pretty good beer, and so today on the podcast we've had a little bit of a disagreement.
He's hurting my pride and my.
I feel like it's our responsibility
it's
to
horrible,
I feel like it's our responsibility to review all beers.
Send help.
Even beers we might not necessarily care for. And
Call
I don't think anything
police.
necessarily should be off limits. That is why today, on this podcast, we are trying for our live beer review.
Oh, God, there's a bug on me.
Huh?
Hold on.
No, there's not.
There was a bug on me.
What kind of bug?
It was in my cord. I thought it was a bug on me. Yeah. It was my cord.
Uh-huh.
I'm just interrupting the inevitable.
What are we having today?
Fucking Bud Light.
Bud Light Platinum. This is not regular Bud Light.
What?
Excuse me, I would never do that on the podcast. We're having Bud Light Platinum, triple filtered, 6% alcohol.
I've stopped speaking to you.
By volume.
I've stopped speaking.
It's in a blue bottle. It's in a blue bottle. Let's crack this open and give it a sip. We didn't even bring, I don't even know where the cracker opener is. Where's the opener?
I told you I'm not talking to you.
We're doing a podcast here. We got it.
Guess what?
Object.
It's Bud Light.
Oh, it's a screw off.
Yeah.
We don't need that. Okay,
yeah.
I'm taking it off. And the little blue bottle here, this is a really nice quality bottle.
I won't go that far, but I will say the color's pretty under light.
Bud Light Platinum.
The color of the bottle.
We're not even drinking this out of glasses today. We're going to take it straight from
You don't pour
bottle.
a Bud Light into a glass.
But when I hold it up into the light, it looks like it's clear. I really want to know what color it is.
Then pour some in your hand.
It smells like a football game. Yes. All right. So here we go.
The only way I have ever liked any Bud Light, Miller Light,
Bud Light Platinum,
Coors Light, et cetera, is smothered in tomato juice for a bloody beer. That's the only way I will drink it.
All right.
This
On
is
your own
disgusting.
time, you can do that. For the podcast, you don't want to cover up the taste. We owe our listeners.
And I prefer Miller Lite for those of you who are wondering when I drink my bloody beer, what light beer I prefer.
I used to drink Coors Light, but
yeah, like religiously.
All right, I'm going to try mine.
Why would you? Okay,
here I go.
I have fun with that because I have water over here, and I'm good.
It's about what I expected.
Yeah, it's about what you expected. It's piss water. That's disgusting.
Right. Bud Light Platinum, folks. We'll tell you at the end of the podcast what we think of this quality beer. Our St. Pat.
I'm gonna go make a drink. Can I go make a drink?
Don't show your cards. Don't tell people now what you think about it.
They can't see my cards.
That's
even if I show them. This is radio.
If you tell everybody now, they won't stick around till the end.
No one cares at this point. It's Bud Light for fuck's sake.
It's a delicious beer. You know what else is delicious? We got a listener mail. Yep. We're always encouraging people to send us some listener mail, and we will read it on the air. And to prove that actually took place and will take place,
I'm going to read an email that was sent to us from Dog Crate.
Yeah.
Now, Dog Crate is a faithful listener who has
way back to the Life to Kill podcast.
Oh yeah, way back. And he's been, generous enough with his time and sharing things and liking things online, et cetera, et cetera. And if you keep making yummy faces while you drink that beer, I will vomit. It will happen, and everyone will hear it because that's gross.
This might be one of the first 5-star beers we've had on the show.
I can't even
say.
laugh at that.
I can't say.
So I want to tell you that I did read this prior to reading it now, and it made me cry.
Really?
Yes.
Were you chopping onions while you were reading it?
Nope.
So the letter itself.
The letter itself made me cry.
Oh.
And the fact that you have printed it on such wonderful paper
I like quality
also
paper.
makes me cry because it's just going to go in the garbage in a moment.
You don't know.
And
I might frame it.
you are killing trees. Anyways. So Dog Crate says, I wanted to reach out and write about this week's episode. And of course, he's talking about last week.
Last week's episode, sure.
Self-sabotage, which you and I discussed.
Oh, yeah, you brought that up.
Yeah. He says, self-sabotage is a subject that does not get a lot of discussion. This is true. Now, he says, I have a take on it. From my experience as a person with poor self-worth/esteem history, when things are going well in the life of a person who feels unworthy of such positivity, we are always waiting for the other shoe to drop, which is also true. After a while, it gets so exhausting to anxiously wait for the bad thing to happen that we believe is going to happen, that we make it happen.
Yeah.
And yep. At that point, we at least know how to navigate because, comfort level, like we discussed, that's where you're comfortable, right?
Yep.
He says there comes to be a tipping point when bad certainty is better than good uncertainty. And that's very well put. He says it all seems to stem from the belief that something good can't last for long. Now, I think as a person who does this to myself, I do consciously think that something good can't last for long. But I don't consciously self-sabotage.
Right.
It's again, like he mentioned earlier and like we talked about last week, it's more of a subconscious thing. It's more of a comfort. You got to find your place where you're comfortable.
Yeah, you know what your patterns, your paths are in life, and where you feel good, and it just you just unconsciously go there.
You just end up there, in quotes. You literally do things in your life to put yourself there, but you're not doing it consciously. You're not actively doing it.
Right.
So thank you for that, Dog Crate. He does go on. And he talks about another subject that we talked about, which is feedback from our listeners. He says, regarding feedback, I listen to every show from beginning to end.
Wow.
Right?
He's the one.
He's the one.
Wow.
So those times,
I don't even do that.
I don't either. I'll be honest. I don't. I
talk about self-sabotage.
Once in a great while, I will listen to one of our podcasts.
Yeah, I listen to it a lot more than you do.
Well, you have to, because oftentimes I'm like texting you.
No,
hey,
I'm actually a fan.
Hey,
I enjoy it. I listen. I like it.
No, I mean it's a good podcast. I'm not saying it's not. I'm
the only person in my house who does. My wife hates it. I think
she doesn't listen.
I don't think she likes it.
She's afraid she's going to be embarrassed.
Yeah. And for good reason.
She's right to be afraid. All right. So, anyways, back to Dog Crate. He says, so those times when you think you've driven everyone away, nope, I'm still there.
So we got to work harder? Is that what he's saying?
I guess. I mean, how can we drive Dog Crate away? Let's not find it. Let's not go that route. Anyways, he says, I'm still there. The next obvious question is why? So why is he still there? That's a much harder thing to pin down, I imagine. The root, of course, is that you are both interesting people and are entertaining to listen to. Well, thank you.
Hey, wow.
You have a terrific rapport. Wow. You and me?
Wait a minute. He's never seen my rapport.
No. My rapport is not that great. You're right in a way that the pod is like a morning radio show. It's like that because you have a variety of topics and are often topical. Now, mind you, I tend to occasionally be oral rather than topical.
Wait a minute.
But he didn't know that. He didn't know me. Okay, so I've learned quite a bit from you both. Wow. We've taught people things.
Really?
I guess. At least this guy. We've taught the people things about art, Impossible Burgers, sexuality, dogs, Ren fairs, etc. These are his words.
Don't take our advice on sexuality.
I wouldn't.
I just want to say.
I wouldn't.
No.
Other than it's fun, I like it. That's, yeah.
We don't get laid a lot.
No, I certainly don't. My concern is that the more you try and pin down your format to a single thing, like interviews, you will lose a lot of your other fun aspects. If you do mostly sketches, you will lose the dad jokes. If you concentrate on interviews, you'll lose the would you rather. Mm-hmm. Personally, he wonders if... What does he wonder? Sorry, I lost my place. I'm horrible.
How long have you been reading?
For like a year. Personally, I've wondered if you'd be interested in an advice column part of the show, which, yes, we are very interested in that. And we're actually talking about it and have been for some time. We talk about things a lot that we want to do, obviously, and then we don't. But this one we're going to. So, sweet. You'd have to find a way to fit it in. We're going to fit it in. It's not going to be every week. It might just be once a month. It might just be every other show. It might be whenever. Anyways, he says, ultimately, you should do what you enjoy. If you aren't doing that, I fear the podcast will become too much like a job and you will eventually want to stop doing it. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
Well, first of all, thanks to Mr. Dog Crate. I think we should call him Mr. Dog Crate. I don't know if we should be on a first name basis.
No, let's go with Mr. Dog Crate. Yeah.
Mr. Crate. Mr.
Also,
Dog.
by the way, he says he's glad that Toffee didn't need surgery.
Me too.
And
and she's awesome right now.
Mr. Dog Crate, thank you so much.
If you follow us on Instagram, sometimes you could see little pictures of you petting Toffee's head.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, which is fine. I want to say, okay, I agree with a lot of what he said. What we feel like we want to do is add more, not take things away.
Right, so absolutely.
One of the things we've been talking about is that we feel like a lot of people, and he verified it right there. He verified my suspicion. I think a lot of people listen to our show because they get information. And I want to put more of that into the show. So I think we need more facts. We need more fun information because it's cool. People listen and they can learn. So you want
people to walk away having learned something.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that I have a boil on my ass.
No one wants to learn that.
Okay.
I just think that is something that we should strive for. And we've talked about that, and I think we're going to do that a lot more. Okay. I don't think pinning it down... Like, we're not going to do an interview show, but I think one of the segments that we do on the show could be an interview every once in a while, here and there.
Sure.
That's just part of learning. You learn how people do things. And see, I don't want to interview people that you hear on all the other podcasts.
Right,
like when we had Some Asian Dude. I just think that's kind of fun. Somebody maybe you don't hear on other podcasts.
And for those of you that haven't heard that episode, he didn't just mean some Asian dude. What he meant is that is his Instagram tag, which is at some Asian dude. His name is actually Khan.
2 shows ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's fun. And as far as like an advice column, we've been talking about that for years.
I think I should do a romance advice column.
I've been trying to get that to happen. Here's the deal, though.
What?
People have to write questions in.
Well, and people have to take advice from me.
Well, they don't have to take the advice.
Someone who hasn't been dating in 5 fucking years.
But you still, know a lot about it, and I think your information would be good. And I think that should happen. I just feel like we got to get questions first.
True.
You can't give out advice to no questions.
Right. If a shark asked me a question, I wouldn't be able to tell them.
And of course, they're constantly writing into the show.
Well, they listen more than anybody.
Probably.
More than humans.
But I think that that's our biggest hurdle is getting the questions. So
sure.
I would love to do an occasional relationship advice thing. It could be like the gamut of relationships. It could be working. It could be friends. It could be romantic, whatever. And it could involve sex. I don't know.
I mean, most relationships do.
Yeah. So thanks to Mr. Dog Crate for sending in his little email.
Yeah.
I encourage everyone to do that. All you got to do is send something to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Tell us what you think of the show. Give us some advice. Tell us what you'd like to hear.
What you want to hear. Tell us what you didn't like hearing, which is, although that might be a really long email. Either way, just, send us a note.
thisepicdisaster@gmail.com right now. Would you rather send an email or put a stamp on yourself and mail you somewhere so you can explain it to someone?
I would totally rather mail myself.
That might be kind of interesting. Let's do
Because I love to travel.
Let's do some Would You Rather.
Yeah, let's do that.
Officially, Would You Rather. See, this is where we need a little soundtrack. Would you rather? Would you rather? Would you rather? That was the intro.
That
right
was
there.
horrible.
Now, I thought we were. Which one are we doing? I don't know.
Point at one,
Are we
and
gonna
let's
drop a
go.
stone?
Let's drop a stone.
We're dropping a stone. Am I going first?
Yeah, you go first.
I'm going to drop a stone.
You never
first.
get to go first.
Oh, I'm seeing blue. I'm seeing blue happen in my head.
And it's red.
I don't know. I got vision problems.
Why are these backwards? These are backwards.
Someone put them in wrong
You
last week.
You put them in wrong. No, they're backwards. Anyways, okay, so you dropped a red stone. Red in our Would You Rather questionnaire is the category of pain, fear, or discomfort.
Ouch.
So,
I've
do you
had a
have
lot
any
of that this week.
You do have a lot of that.
I have a lot of that this week.
So, would you rather
I would.
be stuck overnight in a big scary house with 9 other people, knowing one of them is a murderer and is trying to kill off the rest of you?
Oh, okay. That's a big difference right there.
Or
I'd rather do that. Sure.
be alone in a big scary house with a murderer trying to sneak in?
Between the two?
That's actually a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, between the two, I'll go with the last one.
So you'd rather be alone?
Yeah, well, the murderer's not in the house yet. The other one, he's in the house. We're doing Clue here.
Right.
He's there or she's there trying to kill everyone.
In the conservatory
Yeah.
with the candlestick.
And the other way, at least you have an opportunity of trying to keep the person out. If you know, I mean, I don't know.
But if it's a big scary house, you can't keep
no,
them out.
but
of every
I can hide.
orifice.
No, it doesn't say how long I'm in there. Is it just overnight? Did it say overnight?
Yeah, it said overnight.
Okay, so I just have to hide overnight, and then the
Right.
next day I'm gone. I'll go for that one.
You'd rather just stick yourself in a closet somewhere
Oh, I
overnight
can hide. I'm a pretty good hider.
than have 9 other people there with you helping you.
I'm also really good at just denying that it's happening.
Aren't we all?
I think I'll go with that one.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, drop a stone. Let's see what's going on.
All right.
Let's see what's
That's
happening
a good
here.
question. See, we rarely. I mean, here lately we get these "Would you rather drink bile?" questions.
Yeah,
which
some
are
of the
just-
question
it's a bit much for
writing
me.
is not really good on
Yeah.
on some of these.
Okay, so I'm guessing yellow.
Well, you dropped
oops.
2 of them. Which one would you write?
That one
like?
landed first.
Lime green is the
Yeah.
ethics and intellect.
I have neither.
Would you rather have to cut your pet's hair with your teeth? I
Which
don't know what
pet?
that means. Or
Because
with-
that would matter. I
with the
guess.
weed eater.
Oh, my teeth. Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, because a weed eater could hurt them.
Well, if you do it wrong. I think it'd scare them more.
Yeah, it would. But
But it couldn't scare them more than like, why the hell is he eating my fur?
why is he chewing on me?
What's going on? Oh my God.
But my pets are used to me chewing on them because
What?
Yeah.
Oh, don't go into any more further detail. Someone's going to have to contact the SPCA now.
I chew on them a little bit. I lick them.
No wonder your dog needed surgery. All right. That's Would You Rather for this week. Hey, guess what happened this week? All right,
What?
some cool things happened, some uncool things. I'm not really sure where to start. Well, I'll start with, so I started something this week
What's that?
that I tried.
What'd you try?
I'm doing the pot.
What? No.
Not really. I started taking CBD oil, which comes
That's not
from,
pot.
No, it comes from a hemp plant, which
Yeah.
is not even the pot, but it doesn't have the THC in it. But it's supposed to be like almost like a miracle drug. I did a lot of research.
It's very helpful in a lot of ways.
So many. It's pain relief.
Yep.
It's supposed to help you sleep.
Yep.
And a lot of things. So I started taking it.
Uh-huh.
I'm anxious to see what's going to happen. I feel like it's helped me in my sleep.
Okay.
I'm not totally sure about pain relief yet. Mm-hmm. We'll find out about that. And some of the other things that it says that it might do, we'll see if it does.
Okay. Now, if you wanted to go the other route,
What? Pot?
and add a little THC into your life, I can help you with that.
I'm going to consider that as a show one day. I'm not saying. Maybe we'll see what kind of response we get from the audience.
You would just fall the fuck asleep. That's what you would do.
Most likely.
Because when you have a cocktail, you're likely to be asleep within an hour.
Right.
So if I were to feed you pot, which I would be happy to do,
Sorry.
as long as we're here and I don't have to maintain you anywhere, then you would be asleep. You would fall asleep.
I was thinking about that. How interesting a show that might make. And I might be willing for science purposes to make that a show. We'll just see what the listeners think if they want us to do a show where, because you're experienced with it and I'm not. I've never done it before.
Right.
So maybe in the privacy of our own house, it might be illegal where we live. We're not telling anyone where we live.
I'm getting ready to go to Denver. I'm going to Denver in April.
And you might be able to acquire.
Perhaps.
Who knows? If you go to the airport,
unclear,
who knows?
unclear,
I don't
unclear.
know. I'm not saying you will. I'm not saying you won't.
Could happen. Could not happen.
I'm not saying you have connections locally. I don't know.
It could happen too. That does happen.
But
I'm
I
just gonna
do
throw
feel
that
like
out
if
there.
enough people say they want to hear it, we owe it to our listeners.
to get you high and put you on the air.
Which I've never been high before.
Ever in your life.
No, never done it.
You've the only substance mind altering substance other than prescription medication that you've ever taken is alcohol.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So you've never done pot.
Nope.
You've never done a line of coke.
Never done that. Never done mushrooms. Never done LSD.
Shot up heroin.
Nope.
None of that.
Not done the meth. Not done the opioids. Not done anything.
Well, opioids are prescription medication. So you've probably done some tramadol. I'm not saying.
No, I haven't had surgeries or anything like that.
But you've taken pain medication.
Very, very rarely, if ever.
Okay. So you are almost a virgin.
Totally.
Although I will tell you, the most fucked up I have ever been in my life was alcohol.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And some of these people that are like, oh, drugs are bad. I mean, most of them, yeah. You know, the like the meth and the heroin and the things that you would have a syringe to give yourself. Yeah, those are bad.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that. But I would.
If you smoke a little pot, it's not. You know,
I don't know if I want to smoke it. I did at one point, but now I'm just thinking maybe the edibles. If I'm going to do it, and I'm not. I'll tell you the truth. I won't do it unless I do it on this show.
Get you a gummy.
I won't
get
do
you
it.
A gummy.
I won't do it on the show unless if people say they want to hear it. And we'll figure that out. Maybe.
Or I could just hand you some candy, and you'll never know.
420 show.
Oh God, I won't be here.
Oh.
Sorry. Actually, I'll just be getting back from Denver now that you mention it.
What a coincidence. All right. Well, anyway, something to think about. But the CBD oil I have been taking.
The CBD?
I started vaping it a little bit.
Nuh-uh.
Which is why I'm kind of choking, I think.
Yeah, how about we don't do that?
I don't know. Which is okay. I'm doing it. I'm taking it orally. And
that's what he said.
And vaping. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with it.
So okay, so you're ingesting it into your lungs. Is it processed?
They say it goes faster.
To be ingested.
Yeah.
Via vaping.
They make it for vaping, and they say it goes in faster. But if you vape it, it metabolizes out of your body faster than if you just take it through oil.
And where are you purchasing this? Is this a store?
Yeah,
locally?
There's a big sign outside that says CBD oil. It's
not in Little Five, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's just right down the road. It's all over
Not
there.
that that's a bad store. I'm just asking.
But you can get it there too.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a pot store right next to the police station in there.
Isn't that awesome?
It's very awesome.
I love it. And you know, they did just pass. So this kills me. Georgia, oh, you're killing me, man. You passed a law so that it's legal now to utilize medicinal marijuana. However, it is illegal to own, purchase, or transport marijuana into the state of Georgia.
I feel
so
like...
how the hell
I feel like they might have, like last week, changed that law. I can't remember if it was either them or the state of Tennessee. I can't remember if it was Georgia or Tennessee. One of them changed that.
Well, good on you if you did, because that's just ridiculous. Yeah, you can take it, but if you're found getting it, we'll throw you in jail.
Also, this past week, I did a special painting, which is going to be auctioned off for a theater company.
Really?
They're having a special, what they call Raising of the Green, which is kind of cool, next week on St. Patrick's Day, and the painting will go up for bid.
Where?
It's a local theater company here in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if the painting will be. I don't know if you'll be able to bid online.
Okay.
I don't know if our listeners
like local only.
Yeah, or I don't know if you have to actually be there to do it. I don't know how they work it out.
Uh-huh.
Maybe if I find out, I can post it on our website in case people want to bid.
Sure.
I will post a picture of it though, because it basically, the painting is called American Irish, and it's sort of a painting of. It has a lot of icons of people of the Irish in America.
I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. You posted it on your art page.
Yeah.
Did you not?
It's one of the largest paintings that I've done.
Really?
And it's very kind of graffiti oriented. It's sort of made to look very graffiti-ish, a lot of graffiti pieces, and it's put together very almost like a collage.
Nice.
But I thought it was kind of fun, and maybe it'll bring the theater a little bit of moolah.
So please tell me that you didn't put the words that I asked our Irish friend. Okay. So back when we were doing Life in a Kilt, we had right around St. Patrick's Day, we had a friend of mine who grew up in Ireland on the podcast. His name is David, and I asked David a question. And mind you, it's something I probably could have and probably should have Googled prior to asking him. I asked him about a particular name that you would call somebody, and it was Irish. And as soon as I said it, I said, "So what does this mean?" And he goes, "Yeah, don't say that." And I felt horrible. And it was a derogatory phrase for someone in the traveler community, and I felt really bad about that.
Well, I think you've got enough Irish in you that you're allowed to say it.
I'm not, though, because it's still mean.
But you can say it.
But it's still mean.
It's like women call each other bitch all the time. It's like, you're allowed to do it, but I can't.
But that's not mean.
No.
You call me a bitch all the time. What are you talking about?
I have never once ever in my whole life ever called you a bitch to your face.
To my face.
No, I've never done that. I don't use that word. I've just never called anyone that.
Anyways, what we did learn from him during that podcast was actually rather interesting to me. You had asked him a question in regard to, is it offensive to order a drink at a bar called an Irish car bomb? Mm-hmm. And he said, meh,
Yeah.
He kind of gave us a shrug emoji. But then he also said, it's more offensive to order a black and tan.
I didn't even know that.
Right?
And I didn't even really know what that was. I know that there's a football/soccer team called the Black and Tans, but I didn't know that term was actually very, very derogatory. Mm-hmm. And it'll get you beat up.
It will. The Black and Tans is the uniform of
the SS, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Irish SS. Ooh, that's creepy.
And so it's more offensive to walk into an Irish bar and order a black and tan.
Don't ever do that.
Nope. Although if you go to Ireland, I'd love to come with. Just throwing that out there.
Speaking of Ireland, I'm going to just bring this up. Although you need to look at this. I didn't show you this, and it's not something that you could see on the podcast, which I probably shouldn't talk about on the podcast, except it's just cool. So I went to an antique store.
Okay.
And I found this book right here.
What book?
Which is so awesome.
Ooh,
it's called...
It's an old book.
This is Ireland. Yes, it's an old book. It's 1964.
What?
But look at all of these cool little
so there's the harp. Now, you know that the shamrock...
We'll talk about that. Don't reveal.
Oh, sorry.
You can't reveal our future plans.
Wow. So Rick has a plan for the podcast, but I'm not allowed to.
So
tell
this whole
you
thing
about
is
it.
like going into, it's talking about what Irish is. Look, Irish petty whiskey.
At least they spelled it right.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of things in here, and it's all about the
the castles.
But look at like the people and like little leprechauns and
That's a gnome.
The soldiers.
That's not a leprechaun. That's a
gnome.
gnome.
Of course, a gnome. He's my brother-in-law. Irish
And there's
whiskey,
some-
Irish coffee. It's Guinness. Awesome.
Guinness.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
It's a great little book. The
It's
illustrations
cute.
look like old 1940s and 50s.
It's actually very well
cartoons.
illustrated. Yeah.
I feel like this cost more than I actually paid for it. And I think I paid like $2 for it.
Oh, I would like to take a look at that later.
You should.
And I think we should take some photos and put it on the website for people to look at.
I was kind of hoping that maybe the copyright was up so that we could actually put some of these on T-shirts because I think they're so cool.
It looks like an 8-year-old, like a third grader.
Well, it's old style illustration, like 50s and 60s and 40s. That kind of illustration was used in advertisement a lot.
Yes.
So
that looks very much like the Rock. Is it Rockefeller? No.
Rockwell.
Yes, Norman Rockwell.
Oh, he was much more realistic than that. That's
well,
very
a little
cartoony.
bit. But okay, what am I thinking of then? Am I thinking of the New Yorker?
Yeah, kind of New Yorker cartoonish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But again, some of those early ones are like very 50s and 60s stuff.
True.
One of the questions I wanted to ask our listeners is because we were talking, I think a lot of our listeners come way back from the Life and Kill podcast.
True.
And had an interest in that. And should we do a few more topics about Celtic stuff, a few more Irish topics, a few more Scottish topics? Are you interested in that? And I'm not talking about making the podcast into that or to make it into kilts or anything, but should we add a few extra Celtic-oriented things, I guess? I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think we should do it any more than anything else because here's the reason, is that we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves.
We're not pigeonholing. It's just things we're interested in. We're both Celtic. We're both Irish. We're both Scottish.
Absolutely. Which is why it will come up as it comes up.
Yeah. I just don't know if we should. Maybe people would be interested to hear a little more. I don't know.
Or maybe they listen to us for our winning personalities.
I'd like to think that, but tell us why. You could put something on our Facebook page, or you could send something to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com.
Tell us why you listen to us. Because honestly, I have no idea why you listen to us.
Patty versus Patty.
Yeah.
St. Patty's coming up. We were talking about that earlier about the Patty.
So I mentioned, you showed me a photo from that book you were just talking about in which bus had the word Patty on it, and it was spelled correctly. Paddy, not TTY. So basically, I have this article here. It says, is it St. Patty's Day or St. Paddy's Day? One with T, one with D, because you can't really tell when I say it. It's the day when millions of people celebrate Ireland's patron saint, but do you know the real purpose of a 3-leaf clover? Do you?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, 3-leaf clover, it's really a shamrock. But St. Patrick used that to illustrate the concept of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Oh.
That's what he used it for.
You're getting all religious on me now.
He did, because he was a saint.
Oh, there's that.
But that's what he used it for.
Okay. So the burning controversy of the Greenfield holiday. What is the proper nickname for St. Patrick's Day? Is it St. Paddy's Day or St. Patty's Day? Many insist that Paddy's is the only acceptable choice. Why? It goes back to the translation behind the original name. Patrick is an English-made version of the Irish Gaelic name Pedrick, which is capital Padraig.
And you don't want to call it St. Paddy's Day because that starts sounding
That
a little...
just gets a little weird.
It's kind of
We don't want St. Paddy's Day to ever happen.
No.
Nope. So many Irish words, terms, or names are translated into English or Americanized, and Pedrick is one of the victims. The Paddy/Paddy confusion arises from the fact that the Irish name Pedrick is anglicized. Thank you. I did it. I said it right the first time.
Yeah.
Anglicized Patrick. And that Pat or Patty is usually a shortened familiar form of Patricia, more often than for Patrick, though many Patricks are, of course, called Pat, adding to the confusion. So, get it right or incur the wrath.
And Patty, P-A-D-D,
P-A-D-D
is, that's like the dad, isn't it? It's like Patty is for the dad, the daddy, Patty daddy.
No.
I think it is.
I think you're a little off there.
The father.
Perhaps.
Padre, the pad.
Padre.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a reference to that. And I mean, Paddy is...
You would never call a man in Ireland whose name is Pedrick, you would never call him Patty.
No, but you can put St. Paddy as in Saint Paddy, but you don't put St. Paddy as Saint Patty.
Correct.
But I sometimes do. Because I just, even though I know better.
You just do it to fuck with people?
No, but a lot of times I'll put St. Pat. I'll do St. Pat's Day. Mm-hmm. Even though neither, I mean.
It's a conundrum.
Hey, try to stop me. That's all I'm saying.
I physically.
See if you can stop me.
I physically cannot stop you.
Come try to stop me.
I could sue you.
I'll do it.
I could.
I'm going to do it tomorrow.
As much more of an Irish person than you are, I could come at you with some legal shit.
You're going to cut me.
I will cut you.
Cut me with a broken beer bottle. All right.
This one.
Yeah.
Particularly.
So now we know. Hey, so I got two things here, but we only got time for one. Should I do this one or should I do this one?
It's up to you. Decision time.
You don't have a preference?
Na na na.
This one is a little bit.
Na na.
This one's kind of long. This one's not as long. I'm leaning towards this one.
Let's go with that one.
And this one is because I feel like this is sort of a public service to our listeners out there.
Well, let's hear it then. It's helpful information.
These are Irish movies you can watch on St. Patrick's Day because that's what I like to do on St. Patrick's Day is watch
You
movies.
do that on all holidays.
I do it all the time.
You watch movies that relate to the nearest holiday.
Kind of. I kind of do.
It's weird.
Okay, first movie is called The Irish Pub.
Okay.
I don't know much about that movie.
Who's in it?
That's the weird thing. Some of these...
Nobody?
No, some of these are some of these are just Irish movies, and they're people I don't know who they are.
So where'd you come up with this list?
I just copied it off the internet. Filmmaker Alex Fegan's documentary. Oh, it's a documentary. Wait a minute.
Now you're interested.
Definitely. Listen to this.
Okay.
The traditional Irish pub is a cultural institution, whether for the character, the company, or the perfectly pulled pint of Guinness. So much so, in fact, that they inspired filmmaker Alex Fegan's documentary, in which he travels to the Emerald Isles' dwindling but passionate contingent of family-owned and run pubs. And now I'm thinking I've seen this.
I want to do that documentary. I want to remake it.
Exploring the ways that these I'm trying to read this with no glasses. Watering
you have 5
holes
pair of glasses next to you.
Shape and were shaped by the Irish spirit. Oh, I really want to watch that. That's what I'm watching. I've decided. Okay. I'm watching this on St. Patrick's Day. The Irish Pub. Okay.
We might as well watch it tonight while we eat dinner.
The next is a Colin Farrell movie called Undine, which I've sort of heard of. I don't know anything about it.
Ondine.
Yeah. I always thought that was kind of a weird country person's name.
And then
Me and Undine are going down square dancing tomorrow.
I don't think that happens in
Ireland.
Ireland.
I mean, you know, the
Do they square dance in Ireland?
Hell yeah. All right. Next one is The Secret of Kells.
Do you know how many times I've wanted to watch that movie and I just haven't? And I don't know why, because it looks like such a cute movie.
It's a little cartoon, isn't it?
I love little cartoon movie, animated movies and Pixar and Disney and all that. I love it. And look, it won awards.
Yeah.
At the Academy Awards, it won Best Animated Feature. What the year it came out.
It sounds like something that the kids could watch on St. Patrick's Day. St. Patty's Day.
I should watch it. I'll watch it. That's what I'm going to watch.
Once you watch it, they'll no longer be a secret. All right, next one, The Departed. Have you seen that?
I have. And I don't know that I would call that an Irish movie.
Me either. It takes place in America. But it's about the Irish mob.
Right. And why do the Irish want to be known for their mob? Why? I mean, we don't want to be known for our mob.
I think it's just a thing you want people to know that you can kick ass. I enjoyed the movie a lot. I don't know if I'd call it Irish. It's bloody. It's hardcore.
Yeah, it's got a lot.
Isn't it?
There's violence.
Hold on, I can't read it. Leonardo DiCaprio's in it. Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg. If you've not seen this movie, it's directed by who's the director?
Really?
Isn't it Taxi Driver dude? Who directed?
Scorsese?
Yeah, didn't he do this? I'm sure he did.
I don't remember.
I don't have my glasses
I
on,
don't
and
pay
even
that
if I
close
did,
attention.
Alec Baldwin is in it. I forgot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of good actors in it, and if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Right.
But if you're not,
It's violent.
If you're not into violence, you might not be.
If you like watching people die,
I've mentioned this before, but like I had you and the wife over to watch a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Right after I moved into the place I live now, so
Yeah.
we're talking 2.5 years ago, and you forewarned me. You said my wife does not like physical violence,
and I don't like superhero movies. So
and you don't
what
like
did you
superhero
show?
movies. So I played Deadpool.
Yeah,
the
'cause
original.
That's neither.
Because it's
Or both.
it's a non-superhero movie with a lot of physical violence. And I thought, you're bringing pizza. Why not treat you to something good?
Yeah.
And yeah, that didn't go over well.
We tried to watch Wonder Woman. I couldn't get through it. We tried to watch Black Panther. I couldn't get through it. So I just give up on superhero movies. I can't do them.
You just don't have the imagination required.
That might be.
You can't suspend reality.
I don't need a superhero. All right, next movie, The Quiet Man, starring superhero John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. That's like an old style movie.
What? I'm sorry. I was singing
The Quiet
Iglesias
Man.
song.
Hint, hint.
Is he quiet? It's like a superhero.
Next movie, The Magdalene Sisters. The triumphant story of 3 women who found the courage to defy a century of injustice.
It's a great movie.
Have you seen it, really?
I have.
Magdalene Sisters? Mm-hmm. Who's in it?
I don't remember.
It doesn't say. It won Best Picture at the Venice Film Festival, though. That middle person looks familiar. I don't know.
That middle person.
Waking Ned Divine, which I think I've seen, but I don't remember. I know I've seen that movie.
I'm stuck. Hold on.
That's one. The next movie, Widow's Peak. Mia Farrow.
Oh.
Joan Plowright, who I like, and Marsha Richardson.
What year did that come out?
That I don't know.
Because Natasha Richardson.
Didn't she die? I think so. Oh, her name was Edwina. That's my mom's name.
Edwina.
You don't see a lot of people named Edwina.
Not in this country.
Next movie, Bloody Sunday. Oh, sounds so bloody.
Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Got 2 thumbs up from Ebert and Roper, who are both now dead.
Yeah.
2 thumbs down.
Good thing. Oh, wow, Sherry, don't say that.
All right. Next movie, Brooklyn.
What is it?
Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn.
Would be a good movie to watch. Irish movie.
Who's
I
in
suppose.
that?
People I've never heard of.
Okay.
Jim Broadbent is in it, who I've heard of, but Julie Walters, I've heard of her.
There you go.
That's it. The rest of the people I don't know. All right. Far and Away, Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman. Good movie.
Never seen
like
it.
that movie.
I've never seen it.
Directed by Ron Howard. It is a long movie. I think it's close to 4 hours.
Oh, I think you made me try to watch it.
Tom Cruise is a boxer.
Yep. When we first got together, like back in 2009, you sat me down and tried to get me to watch that movie.
Probably.
And I couldn't do it.
I don't know why I like that movie, but I do.
I'm not a Tom Cruise fan.
I know. That's why you didn't watch it, which I think
Yeah.
that's prejudice. Anyway.
Huh?
Daniel Day-Lewis and Emily Watson in The Boxer.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm not sure how that's Irish, but apparently it is because it's on our list. It made our list of movies we can.
This list that we stole from the internet.
That's right. Hunger, starring Michael Fassbender.
Ooh, ooh, oh, sorry. Excuse me.
And Liam Cunningham.
I got a little
Now,
hot
this
there.
is a film by Steve McQueen. That's not like Steve McQueen, like old Steve McQueen, is it?
Steve McQueen?
Like, Steve McQueen from the 60s, 50s, 60s. That's like a different Steve McQueen.
No.
Because he's dead. He's been dead for years. How can he direct a movie?
Could be his kid.
Although in Hollywood, they'll figure out anything.
Right.
The Wind That Shakes the Barley.
That sounds pretty Irish.
That sounds like you have to go pee.
Does that have Does that have Daniel Day-Lewis in it?
He's in every Irish movie.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Either him or Colin Farrell.
The Wind That Shakes the Barley. Colin Murphy, Liam Cunningham. Colin Murphy's been in way too many of these Irish movies.
He must be their big star then.
I skipped one. That's the Daniel Day-Lewis movie.
Which
In
one?
the Name of the Father.
The Father.
If you're Irish, you can't say the word father unless you go, Father.
Father.
In the Name of the Father. All right.
That's weird.
Something
That's
like that.
creepy.
I
You're
know.
creepy.
The wind that shakes the barley. Oh, I need to go shake my barley. All right, my
Ew.
left foot often shakes my barley.
How many feet do you
Don't
have?
tell people. My left foot. I've never seen that movie, and it's won Academy Awards. Another Daniel Day-Lewis
Once
movie.
again,
Yeah.
I just can't.
I don't like movies with body parts only. The Crying Game, speaking of body parts.
Now, mind you, that's an awesome movie right there.
Is also, and I saw that years ago, but I don't hardly remember it.
It hurts to watch it. It's painful to watch The Crying Game.
I can't remember much about it. And then of all of these, my favorite movie, Once.
Once? Who's in Once?
Once is, I can't read the names.
It's not like Once Upon a Time.
No, it's a musical.
I can read it if you hand it to me.
I don't think you can.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Okay, so it has.
This is why I said you can't.
Oh yeah, no, I can't.
I was trying to tell you, you couldn't do it. Right here, let's see.
There's some folks in it.
Yeah, it won an Academy Award. Once is a good movie. You might not like it. Now, I want to add a couple.
Please.
No, I want to add one.
I will add one as well if you don't add the one I want to add.
You add first.
Fuck, now you just call me out like that. Is Train Spotting?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That feels kind of Irish to me.
Is it Irish or Scottish?
It's Irish.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's some Irish folk in it.
Okay.
That's where I learned the word that I mentioned to David in the podcast. That he said I should not say.
Well, I remember Ewan McGregor is in it.
Uh-huh.
He's Scottish.
True.
But I can't remember. I don't remember much about that movie.
Brad Pitt was in it.
No, he wasn't.
No,
Brad
he wasn't.
Pitt, he was not. Yeah, that was a George Clooney and Brad Pitt movie.
No, that's the one with the goats. Yeah. Wait, what?
Ooh. No, the movie now here's a movie that I want to throw out, although I don't know that you can find it anymore.
What?
I haven't been able to find it, and I really wish that I could.
What is it?
Because I like this movie. I've seen it several times.
Just
it's called
tell us what it is.
The Boys and Girls from County Clare.
The Boys and Girls from County Clare.
I think it's called The Boys and Girl
Girl.
from County Clare.
Singular girl.
I'm not even sure it's still in print. I think it is, but I can't ever find it, and I wish that I could. Maybe you can get it on Amazon.
One singular sensation.
That's not Irish, and
sorry.
now you have to pay royalties for your little music break.
Every time I hear a word that I know from a song, I have to sing the song. Does anybody else do that? Like
Yeah,
if somebody
I do.
says to you, no can do, what happens in your head? Is it Hall & Oates? Because that's what happens in mine. Yep.
Happens.
Also, why did the banana go to the doctor?
Because it was appealing.
Because it was not peeling well.
Oh.
Just random dad joke. Random dad joke.
That was not even a pun. That was like a bad pun.
Why did the poor man sell yeast?
Because he was inbred.
To raise. I mean, that's an option. But the actual correct answer is the poor man sold some yeast so he could raise some dough.
Ugh.
Come on. Do me a favor. In that voice, I want you to say my precious.
That was the Satan coming out of me.
No, that's Gollum. I want to hear my precious.
I can't do that. Yeah, see, now that's it. I don't do that.
Oh,
I can't do that voice. What are you talking about?
You just did it. Lies. You're full of lies. You're a man of lies.
What else do you have over there?
Nothing.
Got any other good information?
I have nothing for you. Although I do have.
Well, that's what. I have nothing. Although I do have. In my nothingness. Lots of stuff.
I am a void of nothingness. I'm a void of nothingness. Just so you know.
Annoyed.
So it's March.
It is March. We're in March.
And today, the day that this podcast is being released, which is March the 11th.
Are you bored with March 11?
I kind of am. I'd rather read what happened on March 10th.
March 11, 3/11.
Nope.
That's what it means. 3/11.
I'm going with the 10th.
You like the band 3/11?
I did.
Oh, I saw them live once.
Lies. man full of lies. However, I'm going to read a story about March 14th because 3/14 Pie Day. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
It's Pie Day. Pie Day's coming up. We get so much pie at work.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we do. Okay. So the beginning of the breeding season
boy.
happens on Pie Day.
All right. Finally, I'm going to get me some pie.
If you're a bird. So birds go mating in the spring of the year and use at the leaves falling. But a young girl may have her lover in all the course of the sun and moon. Ew.
I was doing sound effects.
That's creepy.
Sorry.
That's a poem by J.M. Singe. Anyways, it's from 1910. Infant's flesh.
Sorry, I'm just doing sound effects.
Oh my God, that's awful. Infant's flesh will be in season throughout the year, but more plentiful in March. And a little before and after, for we are told by a grave author, an eminent French physician, so-and-so, that fish being a prolific diet, there are more children born in Roman Catholic countries about 9 months after Lent than any other season.
Why is that?
Fish? I don't, because people, why is it? Okay, so for Lent, this is my understanding of Lent, because that's going on right now, right?
It is.
Okay, so my understanding of Lent is that you give up something.
Yeah, it's part of the ritual of Lent.
And most people tend to give up meat.
Is that real? Is that right?
Yeah, like even, okay.
But then, so that's what it, do they like don't qualify fish as meat? So like you can eat fish?
I guess. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Get
yes.
fake meat.
My reason for believing that is the fact that down here in the South, we have a chain called Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Which is a horrible, awful. This is
come on.
only my opinion. No. It's my opinion.
I haven't had chicken in 30 years, but I liked it when I had chicken.
But
I loved their I haven't had their fries in a while.
But you liked...
I like their fries.
I thought you liked KFC.
I liked... I would eat a live chicken. I just liked chicken.
Okay.
Let's just go with that.
Well, some of the policies at Chick-fil-A are not my favorite, and the owners' political feelings are not that of mine. However, so even they don't serve meat during Lent.
They don't serve meat ever. They serve
chicken.
Oh, they
serve fish sandwiches.
I guarantee you right now you can go into Chick-fil-A and get chicken.
Okay, you're probably right. But they then offer another option, which is fish sandwiches, which they don't offer
for people,
any other time of the year.
I see what you're saying.
Other than Lent.
I got what you're saying now.
So they have an option for you,
in case
religious folk, who decide to give up,
sure,
other kinds of meat, and you can eat fish, apparently. Now, I think if you're going to give something up for Lent, we should go back to the movie that I made you watch, which is Deadpool.
Yeah, let's stop watching that.
They gave up sex for Lent.
Would you do that?
Well, I have done that for the last 5 fucking years.
It's been 5 years of Lent. What is going on?
Jesus Christ. Lent has to stop.
We're going to call it the Lent trap. Yeah. Well, you're not giving it up. You're just not getting it. Let's just say that.
So I'm not getting it up, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't think it's
That's
something
hurtful.
You're giving up.
It's hurtful.
Well, I'm just telling you the truth. Sometimes
wrong.
the truth hurts. But I guarantee if you had the opportunity, you'd be doing it right now. If somebody was here.
Actually, not right now.
Somebody was here, you'd be doing it. You'd be like off with them somewhere.
Maybe in like a week.
Yeah.
Let's discuss it.
Unless they bought
like
you a Bud Light Platinum. Or
Jesus.
if they were
this is the
Jesus.
worst thing you've ever... No, I wouldn't fuck Jesus.
Hey, there went our audience.
Although I hear he's pretty good.
You didn't know that. See, like, now here's the
Mary
thing.
liked him.
If I said something like that about like Muslims or something, you'd be like so mad about it.
No, I would not, because I
think you
might do,
would.
but
you'd
Muhammad
be so
too.
you'd be like, you're offending everybody,
No.
and you would use that voice, which is kind of like some weird Gone with the Wind person.
You're offending
everybody.
everybody.
You're trying to birth some babies.
What?
I think that's what you would say. Ever since I've known you, you've hated when people birth babies.
Where did the birthing of the babies come from?
I have no idea.
What is happening in this podcast?
I don't know.
I'm so
We've
lost.
gone off the deep end. All right, let's cleanse the palate and do one more Would You Rather. I'm going to do a special Would You Rather just to cleanse the pod. Oh, it's let's see what we got here. All right, you're wheezing now. This will go on for hours, people. You have to know. It won't stop. And once it starts, it can't go. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, here's a would you rather. Would you rather always have to wear a spiked collar and black leather cap,
Oh, yeah.
or cherry Twizzler nipple piercings?
Oh, fuck yeah. That's what I'm going. The Twizzlers.
Cherry Twizzler
Twizzlers.
nipple piercings?
Yes, because then everybody wants my nips.
Well, they say Twizzlers make mouths happy.
That's right.
All right. There you go.
Did you really just ask me that question?
I read it off of a thing here.
All right,
I can't help
I
it.
got one for you.
That's what it says.
Real quick, here's another would you rather for
Hold
you.
off the would you rathers.
Would you rather cry Yoo-hoo tears?
Yoo-hoo tears. What is that?
You remember the drink Yoo-hoo?
Uh-huh.
Is that chocolate drink?
Tears of chocolate?
Would you rather cry tears of Yoo-hoo
Okay.
or have hot fudge post-nasal drip?
Hot fudge. Easy. Hot fudge.
All day long.
And if I was licking Twizzler nipples with hot fudge, that's like a Willy Wonka ride for adults.
Yeah.
Twizzler
nips with post-nasal hot fudge.
That's like one of those rides that Willy Wonka does for the parents. And like you kind of close it off so the kids don't get to see it. All right, people, thank you for listening to another warped episode of This Epic Disaster. We have a feeling we've lived up to our name this week, and we would like to thank you for being a part of it.
So sorry.
We are here every Monday, as you probably know, and we love it when you join us and be a part of the show. Mm-hmm. You can find us on Facebook. You could find us, and it's just This Epic Disaster. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on YouTube. You could listen to the shows on YouTube, actually. We're also on Instagram, where we put pictures. Facebook, probably most active, I would think. You can also send us email at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Tell us what you think of the show. Tell us what you hated. Tell us what you liked. Tell us to shut the hell up. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this beer.
We're not, actually.
The Bud Light Platinum.
You can talk about it all day long.
We have introduced into the show.
I know.
On this wonderful, glorious St. Patrick's
I brought
week.
perfectly good beer, and you made me drink this shit.
We'll drink your beer next week. All right. What do you think of the beer, Bud Light Platinum?
It needs tomato juice.
That's not a number. Give it a number. Come on. Rate it. Tell me what you think.
0.005.
So that's probably the lowest beer you've ever given.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe have you ever done a zero?
No, I have not.
So that's the lowest one.
It's still beer.
I'm giving it.
I mean, it still has alcohol, so I have to give it something.
I'm giving it a 2.
You're what?
It's a 2. It's a 2. Bud Light Platinum. It's a 2. It's not the best beer I've ever had. It tastes a lot like water, but hey, sometimes you want some water. You're outside,
giving it a 2?
You do some yard work. You get thirsty. You want to come back. Bud Light Platinum right there. Sure.
There's something wrong with you.
No, I'm going to give it that. That's not the highest I've ever done.
No, certainly not.
Might be the lowest. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is, which is
weird. It's got a smooth taste. It's a very light taste. It's a very watery taste. Sure. But I've had some beers that are bitter. That's hard to drink. This one's not. So I'm giving it a 2.
All right. 2
That's
for you.
my beer. Beer rating 2.
You can have the next 2.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back here next week, and hopefully you will be too. Tell your friends about us. Go to Facebook, like our posts, share them with your friends, and you'll make us happy. And go leave a review about the podcast on wherever you download.
Only if it's good.
Yeah.
Don't leave one if it's bad.
Well, we don't want to tell you what to do.
Just yeah.
Wherever you download the podcast, Apple, Google Play, Stitcher.
Anyways, we got some good shit coming up, so keep listening.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.